So I'm supposed to be working on this project, but I took some time this weekend to do something totally different. And I guess I'm still just kind of obsessed with the wings, the flying pony ride. So I'm watching these slow motion videos of birds flying around. I was trying to get a sense of like how birds do it. And it's interesting, like you look into the physics of it and how their feathers open up on the upswing to let air through, and how they pivot and push air even when they're going up. It's kind of like I was thinking that I needed to make these extend and retract, but it seems like once they get flying, they hold their feathers out. They're not really like pulling them in, so that's kind of a big relief. But trying to get that kind of organic action is going to be quite the challenge. So I did a little work on just like what's the minimum it would take to get that kind of flapping action. And I think I've got it down to 3 pivots. There's this inner plate is pivoted there, this plate's pivoted off that plate, this plate is pivoted off that plate. And the angle of this part is dictated by the angle between those parts. And then there'll have to be some kind of cam or something to actuate, this is an asymmetric loop, it behaves differently on the upstroke than the downstroke. But if I can drive the pivot between this plate and that plate, then this one out here will be automatic. So I did some struggling and I need to get better at linkage design. I don't really have the software to do that, but I need to figure it out because this is really pushing the envelope here of what I can do with just static things. But here's a double crank on a pivot that's driven by this plate to actuate that plate, and then there's some other spinning thing down here that's going to actuate this plate to this plate, and then this plate is going to be driven by something else to make it go up and down. So this one just goes up and down. This one has to go, when this one goes up, this drops, so that drops that, and then somehow on the next quarter of a turn, this plate is driven out by the action of this, which extends that, and then the whole thing flaps down back to neutral. So that's kind of cool. But this is one of those projects that's going to take me forever to figure out, like all the sizes and the forces and the strengths and the curves and by curves I mean the acceleration and deceleration of the driven linkages, and just how that's all going to work and what's driving this. Is it just the rocking of the horse? I don't think I can get away with that now. I think I'll need some kind of drive mechanism to actually rotate everything. Anyway, so that was kind of fun. So I thought I would share it. Yeah, this kind of stuff is like, I'm not getting paid to do this, so just like, but wouldn't it be cool? Cheers.